Hey, babe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I love you and God loves you best. Welcome back to my channel. We are here for another review of Life After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 48, Tests of Faith. So this episode was really good. Good for just bullshit and nothingness and drama. It was pretty good. Because what else do we watch this show for? Bullshit, nothingness, and drama. It's a whole boil of conflict, and drama. Y'all want to see something fucked up? Okay, so before we even start, I gotta show y'all something. Okay, so I got arthritis. I got osteoarthritis on my entire left side. And as I am here with you, I'm in pain. I am in so much pain. Yes, my range of motion. So this is the only way I can show it, because if I show it from the side, you can't really see it. But okay, you see how this arm goes straight up? This arm goes straight up. Okay, and this arm stops right there. That's where your girl is at. This one is straight. And this one, I can pull it out. I can pull it. It's just going to cause me so much pain. So, this is where this arm stops just naturally without me trying to put myself through But, yeah. And now all this is aching because I did that. All this is aching. So, I've been fucked up because of this weather change. I'm a Florida girl, and we be warm all the time, and the temperature dropped, and Uncle Arthur said, hello, and I was like, bitch, nobody called for you, nobody sent for you, so why are you here? And I need to, only thing I can take is, what do you call them things? Tylenol. So I'm going to take my Tylenol for arthritis. They work pretty good. I can't take nothing else. I can't take a leave and all that stuff that's got aspirin in it, because I take blood thinners. So yeah, I won't be taking the aspirins, the aspirin tablets. If you know, you know. Oh my goodness. No, I will not be having a aspirin tablet. We're going to get into this show right now. We're going to start out with Bianca and Daniel. So, like I said, it starts off where it left off, and that's with her storming out of the place. No, I just don't. I can't even. No, I just don't want to. I just want to forget about it. I don't want to. I don't want to anymore. Don't ask me any questions. Oh my God, I just don't. I can't. I don't. I just can't. I can't. I just don't. I just don't. Because she didn't like what was said regarding proposals. And so then Celeste goes outside, tries to talk to her, because Daniel said, I'm not going out there. I'm not chasing this bitch no more. I'm constantly running after her. It's the same thing over and over. And so now I'm going to do something different. I'm not going after her. So Celeste goes out there. So then she was talking to her. She was asking, could she get in? So she let her get in her nasty ass car that's got water bottles all over the place. So then she was like, I guess it should have been him coming out here. She was like, yeah, I don't know why he didn't. Bitch, because he's sick of your antics. You stormed out. You acted a fool when, well, you didn't storm out. He wanted to talk to you outside, but you got drunk as a skunk in front of his parents. Then you now storm out on his friends that he just introduced you to. This is your first impression that you make. So then she's like, I'm not going back in there. So he's like, you're not going to at least say goodbye? And he's talking calm and respectful. And she's like, no, I don't want to talk about it. There's nothing to talk about. I'm not going back in there because, see, when you do these things and you make me act like this, and she just started rambling. And so then he just politely opened the door, got out the car, and was like, and then she was like, and that's why I don't want to do this again. She made sure that she got that in at the last minute. And that's why I don't want to do this again. So he was like, bitch, whatever. And then he closed the door. So he went back in, let him know she not coming back in, y'all. So then Gator was making a joke. And it goes into saying that she feels like a joke. Bianca feels like a joke. And it was funny because as soon as he came back in, he was making a joke. So you should feel like a joke because you are the joke. So then he was like, you know what? I'm just going to be out. He decided to catch an Uber. So he apologized to Gator and Celeste and all of that. And so he was like, you know, that's fucked up. How she decided she wanted to act in front of my people after I introduced you to people. That's real effed up. So 45 minutes later, because that's how long that ride took. 45 minutes later, he gets back home. And so he's like, baby, he's like, are you all right? And I wouldn't have been babying her ass at all. I would have been like, Bianca, what's up with you? But and she's like, can we at least talk in the bedroom? So they go in the bedroom, they talk. She's like, well, there's really nothing to talk about. She was like, I guess you'll propose when you feel like it. And she was like, and I guess it's not something that you want to do right now. He's like, no, it's not. She was like, but you need to understand why it's important to me. And so then in her confessional, she talks about how her family cut her off because of her decision to be with him. Her whole thing is basically, she's like, I thought that when I came here and I did all this stuff for you and blah, 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 that, you know, you were going to propose and yah, and all this. And basically her thought process, in my opinion, is you owe me. She thinks that Daniel owes her. And her reward should be, her payback from him should be an engagement ring. To know that they're going to get married. And so that's why she says she just feels like she expected more. And he was like, you just need to be patient. She's like, I don't know if I can. And then we see the next day her homegirl Haley comes into town. They go and have drinks. That's the first thing that she does. She goes and have a drink. At least she didn't have a vodka cranberry. Maybe she saw what people was talking about. Her signature drink, her signature cocktail was a vodka cran. But anyway, they're out talking about her and Daniel and everything. Daniel calls his mom on the computer, and so they're having a discussion about Bianca. The mom wants to know, did she give him the ring? He was like, no, she's out with her friend Haley. She's like, oh, is she out drinking? Every time now the mom talks to him about Bianca, she asks, is she drinking or did she drink? So that is a big concern of hers. That is a huge flag on the play. If every time the mama asking about you, she asking, did you drink? Like, that's real sad. Nevertheless, Daniel was like, he don't know what they out doing, but he was telling his mom about his concerns and how he is trying to stress to Bianca his point of view and what he trying to say, and she just don't want to listen to it. He's like, and they just keep bumping heads. And so he's like, he was prepared to give her the ring one day, and that's probably why it got hot, overheated, and was like he wasn't feeling good. It didn't have nothing to do with being outside. It had to do everything with him getting ready to probably give her that ring. The mama said, well, maybe you could give her the ring as a promise ring so that she knows that you still have intentions, and then maybe that will kind of like be a happy medium that'll subside things. He's like, what do you think about that? He was like, a promise ring? He's like, that's a good thing to consider. So moving right along, we got Troy and Zaria. They preparing for community day, and Troy comes outside and sees that the people are putting a boot on the car. They won't talk to him. She comes outside. She gets on the phone with the people. They was like, it costs $550 to get this boot off the car. And she says, luckily the finance person and I'm like, what finance person said keep a couple of $1,000s in the account for an emergency? And I'm thinking about, well, you had your rent, you had a lot of things that was an emergency. But I guess, it's good that you kept that money in wherever it came from in your account, because you sure enough need your vehicle. So she got that paid off. She getting an attitude with Troy. She was like, oh, this is the worst day possible. It's happening on our anniversary. But bottom line, she was just worried about the anniversary. She didn't care that much about community day. While she was concerned about it, she was more concerned about their anniversary, and that Troy hadn't said happy anniversary yet to her. So Troy was on his phone, and he appeared to be texting, and she just assumed that he was texting someone, and this someone just had to be a female. So then when they get to the church, they see what might be needed or whatever. It was some stuff that Zaria needed to pick up. So it looks like they went to a Staples, but they had the marquee blurred out in the production. So, but it looked like it was a Staples. So they go into the store, pick up the flyers or whatever that's needed. And so then she gets an attitude with Troy. Before then, she got an attitude with Troy because she thought he was going to be texting and driving, which I don't blame her on that. Don't be playing with my life, nigga. Concentrate. You got to pick one. You going to either text or you going to drive. And she got frustrated. She didn't even let him choose. She told him to get out her car. And that's going to be a reoccurring theme. She's going to be telling you hers and mines. And she going to be reminding you that you ain't got shit. And you don't want to be in a situation like that, sir. Nevertheless, he gets out the car. They switch seats. And that's when they end up at the store. And then she was like, you know what? I don't even want you in the car with me. Get out. Get out my car. Again, the mine, me, hers, all of this, yeah. So then she leaves him, puts him out at the store, and she drives off. So then he on foot walking again. And so then the production company, the production team picks him up in the van, and then they take him back. And so then he calls his mom. They've been at the train station waiting on him. And so when he gets back to the church, he's on the phone with his mom in the bathroom, pleading with his mom, asking her to talk to Zaria because she owned one. And he was like, you know, he just need help. He trying to have a good day. And she just battling him on every hand. And he was like, I just need you to talk to her to calm her down. Please, Mom, I need your help. And so the mom was like, she is a psychotic bitch, and I really don't want to be fucked up with her, but whatever, nigga. And she feels sorry for her son, and she feels sorry for her granddaughter. So she's like, man, whatever. So then, fast forward, he's like, I need to go and pick up my mom and my daughter. And then this bitch had the audacity to say, we got bigger things to worry about. That's why Miss Karen say you a psychotic bitch now. Because you up here talking about you got bigger things to worry about when you done stranded a 7-year-old bitch. No, that's the biggest thing you got to worry about is how is you going to get this 7-year-old and this elderly woman from the train station that's then came all the way 2.5 hours away to see her son. And so it's probably a little longer by train because they have stops. And they probably have to switch trains. So it's probably a little longer by train than it is by car. And you talking about you got bigger things to worry about. He was 90 minutes late. So she said, you know what, bump it. I'm going back. I'm going back where I came from. So Karen said that she taking her and little Troy back to Buffalo. And Zaria still tripping about that wedding anniversary junk. She talking about you don't care about my anniversary, let alone your anniversary. That's how she felt. That's why she was tripping, because she felt like it was all about her. It was supposed to be all about her. Little did she know that he was drafting this endearing post to her to wish her a happy anniversary. But everybody upset. Troy upset, his mama upset, little Troy upset. But Troy really upset because he didn't get to get his daughter and Karen from the train station. And so he let Zaria know. He was like, don't play with me about my daughter. I'm not even having this conversation with you. You're not going to play with me about my daughter. So then she wanted to start trying to Lil Bo Peep her way out of this shit. And he was like, nah, fuck that. And so he walked off again. So moving right along, we got Brittany and Key Rock. So they on their Houston. And so they driving to Houston. Call to Houston. And then they find out that she was awarded a 30-day pass so that she could go to Houston, but she has to be back within 30 days. And this is Brittany because she wasn't granted any leave from Virginia, but she was granted a 30-day pass. So her and Key Rock go down to Houston. And then this is all about money. Okay, so Key Rock mentions how his savings is being drained from everything that he's spending out, and that everything is coming out of his savings. And he hasn't worked in months. So I'm like, oh, that's not a good look. And Brittany around here not even trying to work, got a $10,000 restitution that she could have been paying on. If she had a decent job, then they could, do a wage garnishment and then, be getting it that way. So make sure that you getting this shit paid off. But she's spending money in her head. She's spending money for real. She's just spending money every way she can. And so they arrive at the apartment. It's a real cute apartment. It's a blank slate right now. It's a blank canvas. But how it's designed, the layout is real nice. Like I said, she just spending money talking about, oh, she gonna put this here, she gonna put that there. She done already ordered this. And Key Rock said, yeah, you doing it all on my dime. And so he was like, oh, You should be happy right now. You've been out for 10 months and you've been able to accomplish all of this, which is true. It's just like, how many people that you was locked up with can you say was able to accomplish this in 10 months? And was like, nah. And which is true. Two things could be true at the same time. He done accomplished a lot, and bitch, you spending up all his money. So he is taking care of you, him, then he taking care of living in 2 different states. That's some bullshit. So then Key Rock mama come over with her boyfriend and come over to visit the apartment, and their mama is just sharing. She's like, she glad that they didn't elope because she want to be able to help plan the wedding. It's gonna be real nice and elegant. It's gonna be tropical. And Key Rock said, I like the way she said tropical. So mama said it's gonna be nice. So she happy that they didn't elope. And then Key Rock is over there discussing with the boyfriend the ratio on the in to the outs of the money, and it's more going out than it is coming in right now, even though Key Rock got a job lined up with her cousin at a HVAC company. So I mean, at least things looking bright on that end. So then we see where they talking about Bree getting an attitude because she feel like Key Rock not doing nothing around the house, and Key Rock like, look, I start work tomorrow. I'm just trying to get some rest. Can we just chill? I mean, she was like, well, I'm trying to clean, and I mean, I get what you saying and everything, but it's no furniture in there or nothing. So how much is there to clean? You clean the walls, you clean some sinks, you clean the bathroom, you clean, you know what I'm saying? How much can you be cleaning? It's not that much to clean. You clean the walls, clean the floors, clean the bathroom, clean the kitchen, but everything is bare, so it's not like it's anything in it. So it shouldn't take that much to clean. But she's like, oh, you're not helping me clean, you're not helping me do this. And he's like, I gotta work. I'm the one that's around here making the money. And she was like, oh, I'm tired of you saying that. I'm like, I'm sure you are tired of him saying that, because that's the truth of the matter. He the one that's doing the most important job. He is making the money that you are so effortlessly trying to spend. But she don't want to talk about that. So then she started talking in Spanish. I wish my man would start doing that to me, because he's Dominican. And if he ever thought about just like starting to just ramble off in Espanol while we was having a disagreement, I definitely feel some kind of way. I have to get on my Duolingo and see what I could pull out my ass to get him back. But Key Rock said the problem is that Bree need a job, but Bree don't want to work. And she talking about, oh, she would work if she found a job that suited her standards or something along those lines. Like, bitch, you need a job. You don't have no standards. Like, do you have a high school diploma? Because they are giving people pretty decent jobs with a high school diploma if you have adequate skill sets. So, I mean, you need to get up off your behind and start bringing some money into that house. But that's their situation. Moving right along, we got Justine and Michael. Oh gosh, so they preparing for Maddie's first birthday, her party, and that's 5 weeks away. So Justine calls her mom and tells her mom about the pregnancy and the delivery at the same time, because the party, Maddie's party, is going to be on that Saturday, And then that Sunday, Justine is going in for scheduled delivery. And so the mama is not happy. She said, you better be lying to me. And so she was like, she didn't want to deal with the negativity. That's why she didn't tell her. And so then she was like, what does that one have to say about it, talking about Michael? He was like, well, you know how I feel about it. I'm still leaving it in God's hands. And when he said that, oh, she's like, don't hit me with that line again. She was like pissed. She did not want to hear nothing about leaving it in God's hands. She was like, you already got 8. Now you at 9. Y'all had to have 9 kids. And they were saying how it was planned and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, really, was it planned, Michael? But he said it was planned. And so the mama is just like, I'm just a rocking. That's one of my tics. I rock and I rub my legs. But yeah, he was talking to the mama. So then Justine hung up the phone on her mama. So before she hung up, she was like, yeah, well, we'll see you at the party for Maddie. Bye. And then she hung up. I was like, okay, well, we see how y'all relationship going, which is nowhere. So then we got Teeny and Rob. They back on the scene. So Teeny and Rob, they going bowling with the family, with the kids. And they supposed to meet up with Teeny's mom and her sister. This will be Rob meeting Teeny's sister Keisha for the first time. Keisha's coming from Texas. So she's coming into town to visit. And so then the first thing that these mofos do is bring up baby conversation to the kids. It's like, how you feel about having another baby in the house? And they was like, another baby? What, you finna pull out a stick and say you pregnant? And they was like, no, we not pregnant. We're just wondering how you feel about another baby in the house. And they was like, well, we feel fine about it. We cool. And then her kids are very mature, because her son was like, I don't think it's a good idea with trying to bring another baby in the house, and she just started this new job and she trying to get acclimated at her new job. So I really don't think that they need to be trying to plan having a new baby right now. I'm saying, nah. So then Teeny was over there talking to her mom and her sister, and so then they bring up the conversation with Rob, and they bring up the conversation of a baby with the sister and the mom. They was like, ask the same thing, like, are you pregnant? And so she was like, no, we're not pregnant. We just thinking that we ready to have a baby. And so then, and nobody was really on board with it. And so then she was like, are you really want to have another baby? And now I'm wondering if Teeny really want to have another baby, or is she doing it because of Rob? Because she was like, yeah, I want another baby. So, that's not really how you answer when you are certain about something. Like if you asked me, do I want some ice cream from Cold Stone? I'm going to tell you absolutely. Not no. Yes, I am. So then, the conversation of baby don't really go over too well, and Keisha gets emotional because she recounts when Nehemiah was being born, his heart stopped. They had to do emergency cesarean section on Teeny, and it was just a very traumatic experience. And so she was there to witness that. And so she was like, if anything happened to my sister, I'd be real upset. And just the thought of it get me real emotional. So we was like, all right, girl, we understand. So then Rob was over there with the kids, and he was saying, you see how we having this, nice family out and everything, everybody out having a good time. And he was like, what I would really like to have my mama at the outings too. And so the kids was like, well, we cool with that and all, but we gonna need an apology. And I'm just trying to figure out why everybody needed her to apologize when Teeny was the aggressor. She was the one who popped that shit off. She was the one who started it. So why is everybody needing an apology from Rob's mama? Now she can apologize. I don't even know what she apologizing for. Apologizing for defending herself? No. She don't owe nobody no apology. Teeny is the one who owes somebody an apology. And if Teeny feel like she need an apology, she must have really got her ass popped. So, then moving right along, we got Melissa and Louie. So, Mel, she's on the way to her dress fittings. I don't know why she doing dress fittings. Well, you know what? As a former bride, I guess you can never start too soon. Once you get that ring on your finger, all things will go. You need to start planning it as long as it's for real, because venues, it take up at least 2 a year, depending on the venue that you want, the reception area. You need to be trying to book that like at least a year in advance. So yeah, I don't blame her. Your final fitting would be the final thing, but finding your dress, I don't think she doing wrong by starting to look for a dress. So she was going to look at going and doing dress fittings, and Donna invites herself, which is Louie's mom. She was like, well, I'm the mother-in-law. She should be kissing my ass right now, and I don't know why she has that idea in her mind. But there are Mel's sister and a co-worker from work, Fran. They are also at the fittings, and they talking cash shit about Louie, and Donna don't like it, and she's like, they worried about how my son paid for his ring for Melissa, and that's none of their business. So she defended her son, and I was like, you know what? I don't blame you on that, because they shouldn't be talking cash shit about your child and about how he got money for the ring. We know how he got the money. Oh, my back itch. Then they questioned if the ring was real and stuff. And so then Donna overhears the conversation. And then Melissa's sister was like, oh, you're back. She said, yes, I am. She said, what, you think I'm deaf? She was like, first of all, my son paid for that ring with his hard-earned money. He makes decent money. He has 2 jobs, and he's been saving up for that money, saving up for that for quite some time. So then they talk about Melissa's dress, the last dress that she had on. How much would the dress be? What would the minimum of a dress like that be? And then the lady said that being a minimum of like $4,000, and that is not including the alterations. Was like, oh, okay then. So if you got it, flown it. So then lastly we have Joey and Kim. It's about 6:45 or so, and Joey's still not back from the urgent care. So then when Kim checks the bank account, it's only $4.02 in there, where it was $400 in there. And so he only left $4. It was over $400 or so in there. He only left $4.02 in the bank account. And so then I don't even know why she opened up a joint account with him, because it wasn't needed. I mean, you track him. He ain't got no job. So he don't need to be in a position to make him feel like he has some sense of independence. No, you have no sense of independence, because you are dependent. You are dependent on me, because that money that's being put on in there is still coming from me. So we're not going to make believe like you had anything to do with that money going in that account. So no, we don't need a joint account. But that was Kim dumbass opening up a joint account. So then finally Joey shows back up, at the house, and he keep leaving that phone in the car. I don't know nobody that leave their phone in the car. I woke up this morning, I was looking for my phone, and I couldn't find it. I went back to sleep. Then I woke up again. I was like, I know my phone was right next to me. And I went back to sleep. Then I woke up again, and I was like, where is my phone? When I finally just woke up, I was like, where is my phone? So then come find my phone was on the counter downstairs in the kitchen. But yeah, people don't just need a phone. So then when she asked him something about getting the medicine from the urgent care, so then he was like, the medicine wasn't ready yet. And he was like, what, you don't believe me? You don't trust me? He's like, you want to see? So then they went outside to see what was in the phone. So then he was like, I can't believe you're doing this. She was like, she started going through why she had left her ex. She was like, I didn't leave my ex because he was cheating on me, bitch. Because I didn't give a fuck. He was cheating, was sleeping with 17 different women or whoever he could put it in. So that didn't matter to me. I didn't sleep with him because he was drinking. When he got drunk, he left me alone. I didn't have to worry about him. I left him because he started doing drugs. That's why I left him. And that's why I'll leave you too. That's where I draw the line. So in the spirit of me trusting you, I'm going to need you to take this good drug test. I'm going to need you to pee in this cup. And he was like, what, are you serious? She's like, yeah, I'm going to need you to pee in this cup. So then he started stumbling and fumbling and fumbling. So then he's like, this all the pee that I'm going to get out. I can't pee no more, whatever. He got just enough in there or whatever. So then it came up negative for mostly everything, but it came up positive for cocaine. So then I said, oh, it came up for the positive for the cocaine. I said, oh, Lord. So it came up positive for the white girl. So then Joy got all mad. But I don't know if he saw the results. He just got upset about her drug testing him. And he told her that she didn't cross the line. So then he once again got in the car that she bought for him and brought out of the driveway. So that is where the episode ended. I just feel like Tina and Rob don't need to be having no baby. Kim, you know exactly what you need to do. I don't know why you stalling. You need to leave that man before he cause you and your kids any pain or any more inconvenience than he already has. Melissa, you should have told Donna you didn't like her. That really would have got things popping. Justine and her mama, they have a very toxic relationship. I don't know why it's that way. I don't know what it is Justine mama know about Justine that we don't know about Justine. Or maybe she's just a toxic person herself. Who knows? Kira, you spending $1,500 to be in a state that you're not in. That's a lot of money. But hopefully, because you didn't start this job now, you're going to stay there and then send Brittany back to Virginia, and she just going to have to get it how she live. Maybe Coffee will let her stay there until, things change. But she going to need to get a job, because $10,000 restitution, you are not going to pay for her. And I feel like that's what she relying on, you to pay it off. And let her know that is not going to happen. You are not paying off her restitution. And maybe once she hears it come out your mouth, she'll do something different. Troy and Xanadu. Troy, you need to get rid of her as quick as you found her. I know y'all been together for 5 years, but most of that time you was locked up, so you didn't really know what kind of chick she was, but you should have knew what kind of chick she was when she started slinging that puss around here to other dudes while you was locked up. So that should have gave you an indication of what you was dealing with. And then Bianca and Daniel, you said it out of your own mouth. She too young, and this is too much for her to handle. Let her go back to Florida. You just start you a life. You just gonna have to go to the halfway house, sir. I know you didn't want to. I know you enjoyed that little bit of freedom. It felt good. But if it means getting rid of her, then you just gonna have to do what you have to do. Keep your job, and then maybe, you can, I don't know, join your mama and your daddy. But that was the end of this episode. I ain't got no more for y'all on this. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. Let me know what you thought about all the couples in this episode. And don't forget to rate, comment, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, bye.